Good morning, everybody. This is Steve from the Worley Bugger. It is Thursday, September 21st, 2023. I am here about the middle of the Farmlands, called the Whitefish Hole, just above the KOA campground. And we are beginning to enter the fall fishing mode for sure. So the air temperatures are dropping. Our nighttime lows dropping well into the 50s, sometimes the high 40 degrees, which is fantastic. You can see some of the leaves are starting to turn. The river's absolutely beautiful. Just moving at a really slow pace, about like a river's supposed to be this time of year. So I've been fortunate enough to spend about the last 6 days on the river with some fantastic people. Thank you. Appreciate you. And really, I would say that the fish are still transitioning from what I would say would be flip-flop water into kind of fall water. So as we see the water temperatures and the air temperatures drop, fish are still moving around. Even on a daily basis, fish are moving around a lot. So really ought to depends on the section of river you're at. The one thing that I would do is I would look at water temperatures. So here about 53 degrees right now in the morning. Keep in mind 55 degrees is optimal trout temperature. So you're gonna be very active, very spunky, you know, when you catch them, no matter what the size of fish it is. But as we see those water temperatures drop, you know, our fall fishing is going to begin, and we're going to be getting really good hatches of blue-wing olives, and then October caddis. So what's still happening around right now? Still a lot of crane flies happening. I've seen better crane fly fishing, and I think it's mainly because, and it's definitely section oriented. What portion of the river you're fishing, just water types of where fish are holding, whether they're holding in crane fly water, you know, or whether they're in faster speeds. So you definitely have to experiment, throw the crane fly around, because there is fish eating them for sure. Also a lot of small, like 14, 16 fall caddis. And it doesn't take fish long in the Yakima to get keyed in on those, so those are the great little things to have for sure. Both pupas and adults. And then certain sections, like I floated yesterday in the lower Farmlands here, and there's still lots of stoneflies around, lots of big females, still lots of big stonefly nymphs, you know, along the edges, you know, and the riffles. So that's a good thing to start out with in the morning, you know, searching pattern, a stonefly with some kind of caddis or mayfly dropper, just until you can locate, you know, water speeds, water depths where fish are holding. But keep in mind, like I said, fish will move around during the day. especially if we get a warmer day and we get lots of bright light, lots of sun. Fish are going to move around. So that's half the fun, is just hunting them down, finding out where they're holding. So over the next couple of weeks, going to have to keep in mind that salmon are going to be, spring Chinook salmon are going to be spawning in the river. So if you're out wade fishing, even in a boat, you know, watch the reds. You know, don't walk over the reds kicking them. Don't drop your anchor, you know, on the reds. Absolutely okay to fish below the reds, but do not target the salmon. Leave them alone. Let them do their thing. They're great for the river. Great for our trout fishing. Then in October, we'll start seeing cohos enter into the river. Salmon, I mean, I think this is, you know, in my 30-year career here, fly fishing on the Yakima and guiding. The lowest I've ever seen the Clay Elm Reservoir. I've never ever seen the capacity of the reservoir at this low, and they are initiating some work there. They actually want to raise the level a couple of feet, which is great. Our largest reservoir in the Yakima Basin will be able to hold more water, so that's great news for fishermen and for trout. More water the better, for sure. So we're also getting good reports from the basin, from a number of the lakes. Chironomid fishing, definitely, with it cooling down, has fired up, and they're doing really well with chironomids again back in some of those basin lakes. So if you're interested in fishing still waters, chironomid fishing, there was some reports too of some calabatus mayflies on a couple of the Seep Lakes areas, especially, where that was happening. We still have lots and lots of fall fishing happening here, so only being the 3rd week of September. So if you need to get out and do a little bit of fishing, you have any questions, for sure give us a jingle at the pro shop. Just a reminder, we're now open 7 days a week. So if you plan on fishing on Sunday and you need some goodies, need some advice, you can stop by, talk to Natester. He's a great guy. He's the very first employee that I ever hired in the fly shop, and he's back with us and doing a fantastic job. He's setting up a bunch of fly tying classes for the winter, so that'll be happening for different levels, from beginner to intermediate to advanced. We'll be doing all kinds of fun stuff to keep people interested, keep you involved in the sport of what we call fly fishing. It's our life. We love it. We appreciate you. Thanks for your support, and have a great week, everybody.